lot to talk about. We have so much that I want to talk about. But before we do that, let me log out of here. I just had a really, really, really good therapy session. Shout out to my therapist. My girl be getting me together. Like, she got your girl over here putting in the work, okay? And I'm just grateful because, one thing about it is when it comes to healing and trying to, revamp and improve and do all the things, it takes work. So your girl is over here definitely working, definitely putting in the efforts, and definitely, putting forth all of the necessary steps to making a better life for myself and all the things. So before we get into our vlog, I just want to welcome everyone. If you are a new or returning subscriber, welcome. Glad to have you here today. It's been a while since I did a sit down vlog. This is just me jumping on to have a conversation with you guys, see what you guys been up to, just call you guys back, talk, catch up a little bit. But before we get into our vlog and our conversation, grab yourself a beverage. You know me. Gotta keep me a little glass on hand on the side. I was going to go with a nice tea, but I said, you know what? I'll have a little, glass of wine. Nothing too crazy. It's Saturday. It's the weekend. Just, unwind a little bit, But, grab yourself a beverage, girl, and cheers to the weekend. And cheers to us. Happy May. Can y'all believe it's May? Like, it's already May. Like, I feel like March and April had somewhere to be because they said, like, it's really May out here. Happy May, you guys. It's spring. I feel like, I don't know, and I know it's not just me. I feel like warm weather, sun, all the things, I come alive, I'm a summer baby, a water sign, if you did not know that about your girl. I just feel better when the spring summer seasons roll around, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that, given that seasonal depression is very heavy, and you can tell the shift in everybody's energies when those seasons are, upon us. So with it being lighter outside, with it getting darker later, that does so much to not only, your mind, but it does so much for the environment and for your surroundings, because getting dark early, being cold, winter lasting for damn near a year, that takes a toll, and it could mess with you some days. I'm just glad that it's finally, nice enough to go on walks outside and just enjoy the weather. So, yeah. So I want to just get into it. So you guys know, if you've been here for a while, you know that I've been discussing topics about healing and being intentional and trying to break generational curses and such. So one thing I noticed about being in the process of healing and, being in the thick of it, one thing I noticed is that it is lonely. It could be lonely because it's not necessarily where others are, if that makes sense. Yeah, it could be a little lonely. The purpose of healing is to move past where you do not want to be. And sometimes, unfortunately, others aren't in that season, and they are going to remain the same exact way, even when you do bloom and grow away from your old self. Some people take it personally. Some people might even take it as you judging them if you're, moving past like a way of your old behavior and not necessarily engaging in certain things that they may have, or that you used to with them. Some people might look at that as like a mirror, like you're holding up a mirror against them because of where you are no longer at. There's this quote I seen the other day. I'm just gonna pull it up because it was deep, and it's literally how I've been feeling during this process. And it says, "We talk a lot about the importance of setting up boundaries and letting things go that no longer serve us, but we don't talk a lot about the period of loneliness that happens directly after those things. It's that feeling that keeps us from doing that work in the first place. And that's valid. However, what we must realize is that it's in that period of being by ourselves that the work gets to happen. So even though it's uncomfortable, it's necessary." I didn't read the whole thing, but it's pretty deep. Because it is something that people don't talk about. You know, the initial loneliness of healing, and why certain things that go on, and the backlash that you get, certain experiences keep you from wanting to do the work in the first place. It kind of hinders you a little bit in a way to wanting to heal and wanting to start the process because of the unnecessary, energies that you get in return. But it's also very, very, very important that your yeses are a lot of people's no's. And it's important for, you in general to understand that. And this is me talking to myself as well. Because during this season of healing, I'm up against a lot of challenges that are really, really testing my patience, testing my knowledge. So it has just been a literal emotional roller coaster. So if you are in your healing journey and you are intentional about it and you are feeling very excited about it, I encourage you to keep going. My therapist told me it is important that you continue on to stay consistent with your journey, because you are evolving, you're growing, and if you want to see better results within yourself that you feel that you can improve in, the idea is to keep going. So that's actually that's something that stuck out to me. And then she said more. We talk about a lot, but I'm not going to share everything, but that is something that stuck out to me in today's sessions. So yeah, and it's really tough for a lot of people. It's not as easy to just fall into for some people, because some people really, really, really struggle, and really it's hard for people to take that first step into their healing journey. But if you are in it, happy healing, y'all, because it's not easy, nor is it always exciting. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of your brain power. So yeah, just take your time. I feel like when it comes to placing boundaries as well, that's also a part of your healing journey and the process. People don't like boundaries. People do not like boundaries, and I'm learning that. I guess there was some point in time where I didn't like boundaries, and I didn't realize that people's preferences and what they are asking of you is a boundary. So I'm learning that as well. People do not like boundaries. But it's something that is necessary, especially in a relationship, in any relationship. It's important to have boundaries in your friendships, in your relationships, in your, any connections that you have with others, because that way you guys are both aware of what your do's and don'ts are. I look at it as a simple task, something that is very respectful and very important to have, but others don't. And when it gets like that, if you're at that point in some time, just don't take it personal. When they don't necessarily react to your boundaries the way that you want them to, because some might take offense. So just stick with your boundaries, girl. Okay, so what else? So we talked about healing and therapy. Those were the two main occurrences that are going on in my life right now. Just really, really keeping my brain occupied, keeping me disciplined, keeping me in check. Again, I really appreciate, my therapist, and appreciate this whole experience so far. I feel like it's doing what it needs to do. And I'm not just saying that. I'm really in it. I'm in the thick of it, and I'm feeling amazing about it. I feel like I'm doing my inner child a favor. The little girl in me is very proud. I will say that. My girl is very proud. The little girl in me is very, very proud, very excited. For the 30-plus-year-old me, healing in my 30s and all the things. We're excited. I'm very, very excited about what's to come for your girl. All right, so I was on TikTok the other day. I'm gonna see if I can pull up on my laptop, but you know how you're just scrolling. I'm scrolling. I'm always on TikTok, just kind of like lollygagging, scrolling. And I've seen more than one video pertaining to like eloping, right? Marriage talk. What kind of marriage that people would love for their partnerships, what kind of weddings they would want, what they seek out of marriage, what they seek out of partnership, and having the benefit of having a husband and a wife and such. So the question came to mind. And me and my man, we talk openly, we have open dialogue about all of this, right? So the question that I asked myself was, what would you want to do? What would you want to do in terms of marriage, like getting married? Would you want to go to the Justice Peace? Would you want to have a big wedding? Would you want to have a small wedding? Would you want to do a destination? All of those questions, right? And I just got in my head because I'm like, I don't know. So I'm always interested in knowing like other people's opinions on certain topics like marriage, or choices that they may or may not make, and what they think is something that would or wouldn't work for them. So I posted on my Facebook, and I got a lot of feedback. A lot of people commented and said that they would elope, because I guess it just takes the stress away, of having to deal with planning a wedding, people, a lot of the other stuff that comes with the planning. And it seems very stressful. It seemed like a lot. But then you have other people who have had a big wedding that are like, I wouldn't regret it. I don't regret any of it. I'm glad I had my big wedding, but I still wish I would have eloped. So if I were to judge the amount of people, like in percentage wise, I would say 80% of people say elope. I heard that eloping is like the best choice, because it takes out everything else. It shuts out all of the noise of marriage and other people's opinions. Not marriage, but it takes away the opinions of others that have nothing to do with your wedding planning or your marriage in the future. And people can't project. You can plan it however you want. You can go and do the 1-2, go out of town, have a beautiful honeymoon, a destination. You can do a quick court, a ceremony situation, and then have a dinner. You can do a 1-2, and it just be you and your partner, and y'all just have it real super intimate. So yeah, and here's the thing. I am kind of antisocial. I am a homebody. I like to stay to myself. I prefer to just kind of be away from people, not really interact as much. I keep in touch, in and out, pop in and out a little bit. So eloping would be perfect, right? But I was also thinking to myself, like, would I regret not having the wedding of my dreams? And I thought to myself, the wedding of my dreams would be a peaceful one. So whatever that looks like, that would be my peaceful wedding. That would be the wedding of my dreams. I think a peaceful wedding wouldn't necessarily mean eloping. Are we going to elope? No clue. Are we going to have a big wedding? No clue. Are we going to have a small wedding? It really just, it's really me not wanting to share too much because that's our business. But I just wanted to touch on the topic because it's such a good conversation piece. And I feel like a lot of people can relate, and a lot of people's experiences are always, appreciated as well. I love hearing about people's wedding stories and engagement stories. I love hearing about, relationships and stuff, and all of the things that they've had to experience as a couple to get them to the point of marriage and, and having a lasting marriage. That's my jam. I love all of that. Like, I love love. I'm a lover girl, if you didn't know. So that was really all I want to say in terms of marriage. But yeah, if you follow me on Facebook, you've seen me post that the other day. People jumped in, married people jumped in to share their thoughts. People who are on the journey of becoming married and planning, they jumped in. A lot of people were able to share their thoughts, and I appreciate you guys for jumping in and having a conversation with me on that topic, because that was just like a thinking out loud, honestly. But yeah, I love those type of topics because it's just really interesting. Everybody has a story, and everybody's story is so different, right? Which also, I do want to say something. I've noticed, like, social media has really put a negative energy in the whole marriage talk. And I don't know why, because it seems like marriage is lit for real. And I know it's probably like a lot. And I know nothing's perfect, no relationships are perfect and everything. But I really hate how marriage has been seen as a negative. Like, you're making a full lifetime commitment. Yes, that's heavy, but it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And there's beauty in that, I'm sure. So for the ladies who have been in, crappy relationships, or guys that have experienced crappy women, that doesn't mean it's everyone. And ladies, there's men out there that will. Just understand, there's men out there that will. A couple of the girls were talking about this as well. There's men out there that will, and everyone's experience is different. And if your homegirl's getting treated like a queen, do not project because you had a bad experience in your relationships, because she's getting treated, what they call it, the soft girl era, the soft life, soft relationships, respectful relationships and such, and healthy relationships that are very much a thing. Healthy relationships are a thing, and I need y'all to understand that's the wave. Healthy relationships are the wave. It might sound boring, it might seem boring to some, but it's really lit. It's really the wave, and I'm proof. I could say that much. Okay, you guys, it's a wrap. I just wanted to tap in, talk to you guys, catch up, have a quick conversation. I was going to do like the whole setup situation, do the lighting, all the things, but I said, I'll make it cute, comfortable for myself. I have a candle lit, got my wine, my laptop here, and I'm comfortable. So I'm just glad you guys were able to come hang out with your girl really quick to just catch up, have a quick conversation on the couch. And I appreciate anybody who's made it this far. It wasn't really a long vlog, but it was something just, for us to hang out a bit and discuss. If you are interested in being a subscriber, make sure you hit that button, stick around, all of the things. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. tap the bell so you don't miss another upload. And, thanks for kicking it with your girl. I'll see you guys on the next vlog.